Hello fellow stackers, 365 here, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I wanted to talk to you about your first ounce of silver. Now for those of you sitting on the fence and not sure whether to get involved with stacking precious metals, my suggestion to you would be to buy your first ounce. Just take the leap, buy 1 ounce of silver, go on to a respectable bullion website and just buy your first ounce. Now it's going to cost you around £30, give or take, but once you get your first ounce of silver in your possession, you'll feel the power of actually holding a hard asset. Now it's not like holding any other asset, it's not like holding a stock, for example, because if you hold a stock and you see the price going down, it's so easy to panic sell, click a couple of buttons and you sold that stock. Now it's completely different when you have a hard asset. And not just precious metals, when you have property as well, that's another hard asset. When you've got a hard asset, it's a lot harder to liquidate. It's not like crypto, it's not like stocks. You can't press a couple of buttons and you suddenly turned it back into fiat currency. It's a lot harder to do. And that's what I think the beauty of hard assets is. It takes away the kind of emotion, the panic selling, the quick irrational decisions. And it's a real nice feeling to actually be able to hold something of value. Now, if you have money in your bank account, even if you have it in the highest interest savings account that you can get, and I think that's around about 4.5% currently here in the UK, you're still not beating inflation. Now, inflation is sitting around 10% currently here in the UK. So if you've got the highest savings account, which is, like I said, 4.5%, you're still losing over 5% on your spending power year over year. So it's really worth looking into putting your money somewhere where it's actually going to be protected from inflation and slowly grow over a long period of time. Now, like I've said in previous videos, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just someone that started investing around about 4 or 5 years ago now. And I've just been learning as I go. I've read about 30 books all to do with investing and money and finance systems and things like that. And it really intrigues me, it really piques my interest. And I would say that investing is probably my main hobby now. I'm always looking into new investments, looking what you can get the best return on your money, looking where you can put your fiat currency to work harder for you. And my main goal is to find places that I can put my fiat currency where it essentially makes me money while I sleep. Now, there's a famous quote from Warren Buffett, and Warren Buffett is known to be one of the greatest investors of all time. And it goes something like, if you can't work out a way of making money while you sleep, you'll work for the rest of your life. And it's so true. You can't rely on pensions these days. If you work out how much you'll get from your pension, from your state pension, you're really not going to be able to afford to live the same type of lifestyle that you're living now. Even if you're mortgage free at that stage, you're still going to really struggle to be able to afford to go on holidays and to kind of treat yourself and go out and have meals and all the kind of things that you hope you'll be able to do more of when you retire, because it's just simply not like that anymore. Many years ago, the aim of the game was to work a job, work your way up the career ladder, put your money into a pension, retire on your pension when you're, say, 60, 55, 60, and then you have another, say, 35, 40 years living on your pension, enjoying the rest of your life, where it's just not like that these days. If you look at the minimum age of retirement, I think it's around 65 in the UK. You'll have to let me know in the comments what age it is in your country. But I think it's around 65 now here in the UK, and it's gradually creeping up every single year. Now, I think there's already talks of it being increased to 68. And before you know it, before you actually get time to retire, it's going to be like in the 80s. So do you really want to work all the way up until you're 80 to retire and then try and live on less than you're living on now? So it's something to definitely think about, and I'm kind of going off a little bit of a tangent here. But the main aim of this video is to kind of speak to those people that are sitting on the fence, people that are looking around for different investments and are not sure where to put their money or what to invest in. And I'm not saying go out there and buy a huge 1 kilogram bar or even a tube of 25 Britannias or something like that. All I'm saying is go out and buy a 1 ounce silver coin and just feel the power of it when it arrives, to have it in your hand and know that it's a store of wealth and you can actually physically hold it. It's such a different feeling than just having stocks on an app or crypto on an app that you kind of watch every 5 minutes and you log in and they go up and they go down, and it's a lot of emotions involved, and you think, right, should I buy some more? Should I sell? Should I hold it for a bit longer? It's a completely different mindset when you have precious metals. You forget all the ups and downs. And I do feel like it's a lot easier for people to buy the dip, if you like, when you're holding a physical asset. Because when you're holding a physical asset and you go into your local coin shop or you go look online to your local bullion dealer and you see that the prices have reduced, it's a much more satisfying feeling to buy a physical product for cheaper than you did, say, the month before. However, with stocks, it's a whole different mindset, because when you look at your stocks and they're in the red, it's a lot harder to get your head around buying more stocks when your current stock is already at a loss, if that makes sense. So because you haven't got kind of a red down arrow on your physical metals, it's a lot easier mindset to be able to buy the dip, because you're looking at it as buying a bargain when you're going to your bullion site or, like I said, your local coin dealer. However, it's not like that when you buy a stock or crypto, because if you're holding a stock, like I just said, say you've got Apple stock, for example, and it's currently down £20 or £50 or whatever it may be, because you can see the clear amount that it's down, the percentage that it's down, it's a lot harder to get your head in the mindset of, right, I'm going to buy some more because I'm getting it at a discount, because it's a bit overpowering seeing how much you've already lost. So, like I said, because you've got the physical asset that hasn't got the down arrow attached to it, it's a lot easier to be able to buy the dip, if you like. So again, let me know your thoughts on that. Do you find it easier to buy the dip? And what I mean by buy the dip, for those of you that are new to investing, is when you buy precious metals and the spot price is, say, £25 an ounce, then the next day it might go down to £23 an ounce. Then when you buy it, you're buying the dip because you're buying less than it has been currently. So yeah, so it's a lot easier to get your head around when you have a physical asset, because you haven't got numbers on a screen. And also there's a number of other benefits, in my opinion, from holding the physical asset. Like I touched on at the beginning of this video, it's a lot easier to not panic sell, because it's not very easy to panic sell. You have to actually go to a bullion dealer, or you have to find a buyer before you can transfer your silver back into fiat. Whereas on the app, you obviously just press a couple of buttons and it's transferred back into fiat. So that's the first thing, it's harder to panic sell. The second thing is you physically have it in your hand. It's not like on an app where someone could hack in the app, or you could log in one day. And I've got many friends that have a lot of money in the stock market on different apps on their phones. And they tell me that it's very hard not to log in every single day, because they don't want to be watching the charts. They want it to kind of tick over and do its thing in the background. But it's very hard not to log in every single day because of the worry of one day logging in and your account being zero because your app's been hacked. And I've got a couple of people that tell me that they log in every day not to see the price of their stocks, but just to make sure that their app hasn't been hacked and their account balance still matches what it said the day before. So, and I can completely relate to that. And how I get around not doing that is I delete my stock investing apps. So I hold stocks, I also hold crypto, I have individual stocks, I have index funds, I have around about 10 different cryptocurrencies. And how I get away from the mindset of panic selling or stressing every day that someone might have hacked the app, I just delete the apps. So once every, say, 4 months, sometimes even longer than that, I'll download the app again, I'll log back in and I'll see how my investment's doing, but then I'll delete the app again straight away. So that's the way I get around it personally. But like I said, a lot of people just log in on their apps just to make sure that their account is still up and running and making sure their money's still in there. Whereas you don't have that worry with precious metals. When you're physically holding your asset in your hand, you know it's not been hacked because you're holding it, you've got it, you know it's not gone anywhere. So obviously you've got the whole argument of storage and all the rest of it, but in my opinion, if you're holding precious metals and you're storing them away in good hiding places, good secure safes, it's a lot less vulnerable than an app that could be hacked by someone across the other side of the globe, for example. So there's a lot more people that can target your app, target your accounts, try and hack it, than if you've actually got your physical asset. So again, let me know your thoughts on that. So basically the whole topic of this video is just to encourage those people that are sitting on the fence. They're not sure what they want to put their money in. They're not sure if they want to invest in silver or gold, whatever it may be. I'm not saying go out there and buy a 1 ounce gold coin, which costs around £1,600 at the time of recording this video. I'm just saying go out there and buy a 1 ounce silver coin, get it in your possession, and just feel the power of holding your investment in your hand. And like I've said in many videos in the past, precious metals was my last investment vehicle. I started off with property, then I got into stocks, then I got into crypto, and then I got into precious metals. And by far, I've most enjoyed holding precious metals as an asset. There's nothing better than being able to actually hold your physical asset. Now, another advantage with buying precious metals is if you have a spending problem and you like to spend money on material things or anything in general, whether it's going to the pub on a Friday night with your friends and having a few drinks, or you like buying McDonald's takeaways, or you like ordering Chinese to your house, or whatever it may be, if you've got a kind of impulse buying habit and you like spending money, it's a way of being able to spend but not actually spend, if that makes sense. So when you're buying precious metals, yes, you're spending money, you're getting it out of your system, you're spending some money, you've got the excitement of waiting for it to arrive, the same as if you was to buy a pair of jeans or a t-shirt. You've got the excitement, you've got it out of your system, you could do your spontaneous purchase and have all the same joys that you do when you get a new t-shirt or a new pair of shoes, or whatever it may be. You can open it all up, but you've actually still got a store of wealth. And there's not many things that you can actually buy and have in your possession that continue to go up and actually over a long period of time beat inflation. There's not many things that you could actually log in onto a website, buy now, have it delivered to your door, hold it for 10 years and actually be better off. So yeah, let me know what you think about that. And also another thing, just before we wrap up the video, there's lots of other physical assets that you can invest in, and I've touched upon them before. You can invest in Pokemon cards, you can invest in Yu-Gi-Oh cards, you can invest in whiskey, old whiskey, you can invest in vintage watches, you can invest in lots of different things. But what I like about precious metals is they're very, very versatile. If you invest in, say, a bottle of whiskey, like a vintage bottle of whiskey, you spend, say, £400 on this 50-year-old bottle of whiskey, you've got to worry about protecting the box, you've got to worry about storing it somewhere that the box doesn't get discoloured, you've got to worry about it being knocked and getting cracked and the whiskey falling out, or if it's a corked bottle, you've got to worry about the cork going funny and dissolving into the whiskey, and all these different things. If you invest in Pokemon cards, you've got to worry about the cards getting bent. You've got to worry about the cards getting damp. You've got to worry about the cards bending or ripping. You've got to store them away somewhere that's a nice temperature, doesn't get too hot, doesn't get too cold, all these things. Now with silver, you could buy it, like I said, a 1 ounce silver coin. You could carry it around in your pocket for the next 10 years. You could chuck it around on your desk, use it as a paperweight. You could pretty much do anything with it, and it's still going to have 1 ounce of silver. And it's still going to have some sort of value. Yes, you might not get the same resale value as if it was a pristine coin kept in a capsule and looked after and it's got no blemishes. But at the end of the day, it's still going to have some value. That just can't be said with other investment vehicles that you physically hold, because you've got to take such care to be able to store them and look after them and make sure they're pristine. So that's what I love about precious metals. You don't have to take too much care of them. You can chuck them around a little bit, and you've seen my videos where I play around with my silver and it doesn't bother me too much if they get a little scratch or a little blemish here and there, because I'm in this game for the long run. I'm looking to hold my precious metals for minimum 20 years, maybe 30 years. So judging by the looks of the last 100 years, for example, on the charts, the spot price will outweigh any premiums I paid on these coins in the first place, and just the actual silver content will be perfectly fine to get my money and more back in the future. If you're on the fence and you're not sure where to put your money, you're not sure whether to start stacking, go out now, buy your first 1 ounce silver coin, whatever coin it may be. Don't think too hard about it. I wouldn't say go for a proof. I'd say go for one of your kind of more bullion coins like American Silver Eagles. Pay the premium, buy an American Silver Eagle. If you like a Britannia, buy a Britannia. If you like a kangaroo, buy a kangaroo. That's my least favourite coin, by the way, but if you like a kangaroo, buy a kangaroo. If you like a Krugerrand, buy a Krugerrand. Whatever you like the look of, go out, buy it right now after watching this video, and leave a comment to say that you've done it. And then also leave a comment in a week's time or so when it arrives, and let me know your feelings of actually being able to physically hold an asset. So yeah, I'm going to wrap the video up there. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for all the support. I hope you found this video useful, especially for those of you, like I said, that are sitting on the fence and you're not sure whether you should invest in silver. And as always, I hope you have a nice day.